Morning, guys. Good to see you both.
Good morning.
Morning.
Paul, when you think back at the quarter, is the bounce in tech that's happened in the latter half, is that long lasting? How much of a bargain was that we saw in mid-February?
So for some names, I think it's a great buying opportunity. At the beginning of the broadcast, you highlighted AMD, being down so much today on a sell side downgrade. That's an example of one that you can swiftly come in and buy. Now, what's happened in the first quarter of 2022, more broadly in this sector, is we're outing a lot of very expensive, COVID-only driven, unprofitable companies. So those will be down and out, and they might be down and out for some time. But other companies that don't show those characteristics, actually, I think are some great buying opportunities, AMD being just one of them.
Yeah, really quickly, you also think Micron's important. Why, Paul?
Micron's probably one of my favorite ideas. Here's a company that just announced results the other day. And despite all of the headwinds, and the headwinds are obvious, not just the United States, but globally, this company may do $10 in earnings per share this year, up from $6 last year. It's trading at 7 times. And I think the growth rate for both revenue and earnings per share are going to accelerate in the out year. I've been at this a long time, since the 80s, covering tech almost exclusively. This is one of the best long-term bargains, not a comment on the short term, that I've seen in my career.
Tom, I want to get your reaction to that, given your coverage universe. I know you've been running screens to see where you see winners and losers in this environment.
Yeah, so when I think about the stocks that'll do well in the June quarter, you mentioned Etsy as one that had a challenging March quarter. But for me, it's Etsy and Overstock. So we've seen a slowdown in the home e-commerce space, but Overstock's taking material market share, including from Wayfair. But the big news was when Intercontinental Exchange placed a long-term executive in T0, which is one of the most significant blockchain assets for Overstock. They're going to have a May 10th Analyst Day highlighting their blockchain investments. So I think that one could get re-rated quite favorably. And then for Etsy, the reason I think it had a weak March quarter is they're lapping the stimulus checks. So they had tremendous growth last year, north of 100%. I think that's now priced into the stock. And what investors are underestimating is that they just increased the commission rate for sellers. And historically, when they do that, they reinvest the proceeds, and this drives higher sales on the platform. On the stocks I'm concerned about, I worry about high interest rates, rising interest rates, and big valuation. In that regard, Shopify would be on my concern list for the June quarter.